innovative content, global audience.
Hello, good morning to you, viewers. A very warm Thursday morning to you from the world's capital city, London. Yes, this is SRO TV, and we are on Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, you need to wake up. Wake up to the realities. Wake up to whatever it is that is going on in Nigeria. We need to wake up, and our hand needs to be on deck. Good morning. My name is Princess Kessy, and I have with me on the show this morning, as usual,
Daddy Chris.
Daddy Chris is here. Yes, and we've seen a lot of issues going on in Nigeria. See that the fuel scarcity. Daddy Chris, so we have fuel scarcity now in Abuja and Lagos. You can't access fuel, and it's no longer the case of the fuel is expensive, but the case of we cannot even get the fuel, those who are willing to buy. So it's like two things now going on, and this is currently happening in Lagos and in Abuja. No fuel at all, and marketers are beginning to complain that fuel business is no longer a business for anybody to do, because it's not a no-go area. And of course, we've seen that Nigeria also lost 2.9 trillion to contract procurement fraud in 2 years. These are some of the issues we'll be discussing today. So we just live in a country where people that are supposed to procure, people that are supposed to do contracts, they come to that office, they cut away with money and no questions. Maybe that is why people come on daily basis and do what and just go. And let's not forget also that the Senate actually confirms the new EFCC chair, that is Olo Koyede. And there was a protest the other day because some people feel maybe he's not worthy to be an EFCC chair. So ahead of that confirmation, they did protest to National Assembly. But as we can see that the Senate went ahead to confirm him as their EFCC chairman. And these are some of the issues we will be discussing today on the Wake Up Nigeria. You're welcome. We're going to kickstart this morning with the Punch newspaper. Now, these are some of the stories we have coming from the Punch newspaper this morning. We have here contributing pension. NLC retirees lament as 26 states fail to join scheme. And the writer says 5 Lagos, 5 others in full compliance. Contributing pension scheme inevitable, says PENCOM. Withholding pension immoral, says NLC. Retirement not death sentence. Retirees kick. Now all these stories are on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. We also have a story here that says China to fund PH Maduguri Abuja Kanu raise, and that story is on page 33 of the Punch newspaper. Anti-grift war should start from National Assembly EFCC chair. I bet this is coming from the new chair, and that story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here that says Akpabio meets Tinubu, dismisses crisis in Senate. And that story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Gaza hospital attack sparks protest. Biden, Israel blame terror group. And that story is on page 11 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Ondo Assembly asks Ayodetiwa to withdraw suits. And that story is on page 24 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says extortion, police remove DPO, try others after Punch reports. And that story is on page 5 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Alafin EFCC squeezes Oyo lawmakers over by bribery allegations. And that story is on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from the Punch newspaper this morning. And of course, Daddy Chris, what's your take? You see, it's only in Nigeria we see pension This is the money due to them, people that have saved over the years, and then we see back and forth. It's always a fight to get pension money to retirees, and you see people they are so old, they are vulnerable, and there is no way. And then you see governors, government officials going with so much money. What do you think can be done?
Is there anything we've not said? Well, we pray that we as a country, we as a people, really try to move out of the drama and try to be realistic and try to see one another and plan together. Hopefully, we'll get out of this because it's disheartening. It's disheartening to see that people that serve a nation for years and years and years have nothing to show for it. And now they go, it's like a death sentence, like the person rightly said. And what else can one say? So if you serve for 35 years, I know sometimes you're now 60 something years old, you wasted. So at that age, if somebody's telling you you're not entitled to the little thing you're supposed to get, then you are
And that is
wasted.
why you see a lot of people are looting, or maybe that's why you see people don't even, they are not even willing to go to, they just want to do business on their own, because you work for government, at the end of the day you have nothing. Even the time you're working, the old salary, when you're done working for years, you're still struggling. So it's just something that I think, but NSC is actually on it. That's the good thing, because I know NSC, if it's one thing they've done, is they are actually the advocate or mouthpiece of pensioners. So I think NSC is on top of the game
Thought
as
Nigerians come
guardian.
up. See, these are all schemes that should even be handled by the government. You understand? If you're working in this country, you pay towards that, and that money is saved somewhere for you. And it's not something when you finish, they said it's not available. That's not how it works. Whether government fail or not, that money is a secured money because you paid. It's like something slowly you pay towards every day. We call it national insurance number. Those are things that sometimes in this country they put it towards that kind of stuff. And if the government cannot really take care of the weak, because in the society is judged by how they treat the weak. The weak are the old people in society, the kids, the prisoners, and the sick. These are all weak people, we call them. And if a society cannot take care of them, then we lack the moral standard already. And that's where we are as a country.
Okay, we move on. There's a story here. Anti-grift war should start from National Assembly EFCC chair. Do you think normally when people are giving new officers to run, I've seen that over time in Nigeria. They just come, they say, talk is cheap. So naturally, we Nigerians, we don't buy it, because you will see them, they will come and they will tell you, oh, we're going to do this, we'll do this. But the fear and favor of that thing that is always happening in Nigeria with the leaders. Let's see what we become.
Princess, it comes down to power. Power. You see, the people in the National Assembly, they have what we call power. Not the power to just delegate, but they have the financial power.
Okay.
You see now, the presidency have the power to move them in the House of Assembly because he has what? He controls the money.
Okay.
Money is power. Where is this man coming from? These guys have money. They can tell you to go to hell. You understand? How are you going to tell that? It would have been nice, to say, oh, let's start the treatment from that house. And where is it starting? It should start from the presidency. And that's the right word to say. Why is it starting from the house? I said, if I come to be, I said, I'm going to start this anti-graft corruption issue, the pursuit to make Nigeria better from the presidency. If the president is doing well, everybody will begin to stay correct. So, Mr. President, is what I'm saying to you. We want to see you being transparent. And that's a start. You understand? When you do that, it means you're not hunting some people. Do you know that today in Nigeria, sorry, you guys in the legal profession, they are so good here, we rely on you. But even the corruption has got into the legal aspect of the country. So if we have the executive dead, legislature dead, judiciary dead, we finish. And we can do better. We can. And you see, Princess, and I wonder what kind of thing he's trying to say. If you're going to solve problem of Nigeria, the problem they say corruption is not that simple. You know what? I had a very long discussion with somebody yesterday, overnight. And I was scared. I was online and I ran into this mining, Nigerian women in mining.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. There's only one statement I took from there. That if you look at where there is crisis or where there is terrorism in Nigeria, where you see insecurity in Nigeria, there is illegal mining. Quote me, where you see illegal, when anywhere you hear, oh, Zamfara, they are doing this, check it well. There is illegal mining. And it boils down to one thing. What are you going to do about it? These are people, they mine, they make the big money, and they use the money to oppress us, to kill us with it. So how can you fight that people? And are we saying that we are not aware? Is the security agency not aware? Is the federal government not aware? Is the executive not aware? What have they done about it? I mean, that's one small aspect of our life, which should have been great. Mining, it's with that we got Nigeria got some solid minerals. Minerals, we have gold.
And because as well, I think the state governors are not up and doing. Because if, for instance, you have mining in your state and then you are not there, you don't put eyes on it, you don't even know what is happening. So what will happen? Strangers will come, people will come and start invading.
No, that's what
is it supposed to be so?
You know what is funny now? We are in the second phase, or is it we passed new colonization? So they're going to tell us another one because Chinese is going to take over now. You read on, I'm sure you're going to touch upon it. Chinese now controlling some aspect of our life, and they are actually the ones now doing the mining. Funny enough, the Buhari administration will say they're very bad. They put some cap on what you can bring into the country because they were encouraging people to produce and consume local goods. This government said there is no limit to what you can bring in. Look at the Naira. As at yesterday, Princess, Naira, if I was sending Naira to, sending money to Nigeria, £1 will give me 1,309 Naira. 1,309. We cannot celebrate that I'm in UK, that is good for me. It's not good for me. Because at the end of the day, the country is dead.
It's going down.
What are you going to do? If I even have, you see, you cannot succeed individually. This is what I preach every day. We want to succeed. Nigeria, we want to succeed on our own. But your success is meaningless if the country is useless. Because you're going to carry the Nigerian passport. You're going to do business in the name of Nigeria. I did an event here called Nigerian Week. I know what I went through because it's Nigeria. Just because it's Nigeria, you are in trouble. So, and that is the implication we see when we go through this. Let's see what the anti-corruption new guy. He already started very.
I think, and that's one thing in Nigeria. Do you know? I feel like with this statement, I think it's going to, have enemies.
No, but it's good.
That is what we're looking at. Like what we said yesterday, there must be an opposition, somebody opposing this.
Exactly.
Because you cannot just say we have lawmakers now because they control the power or anything. Then we should not, question their activities.
Princess, the last EFCC guy is now with the DSS.
Yes.
Now, his power play here. What has he done that puts him there? It's two things that can be happening. Either he's not in good terms with this government, or he has actually abused
or stepped on toes.
90% he has stepped on toes. Otherwise, there's nobody that have not stolen in the country. Why is he the one in the SS custody? Why is Emefiele the one they handed? Emefiele is an animal, you understand? But look at him, he has stepped on toes. Now he's paying for it. Eventually, we cannot help you because when you were doing this, we were not there. But we know you step on toes. And you see, Princess, behind that woman, they said something to me. I'm going to bring them on the show soon. He said, behind every insecurity issue, there's illegal activities. Behind every hunting, if they say this man is an evil man, let us deal with him. From the government, find out something is going on. He's not in good terms with them.
Well, we'll see how that. We'll keep our fingers crossed because this new EFCC chairman, we're happy that the Senate has confirmed him and now he's now active. Let's see how the first 3 months will go, and then we can now come back and start discussing. You should be up and doing, and we like the fact that it's actually head on. No fear.
No, head on. Start from presidency. What you're going to tell us is the executive. That's already not a good start. Let us start from the presidency. Why starting from the
Is it the presidency that nominated him or brought him that is going to put a searchlight
you see,
on?
this is where we are. And that is so maybe perhaps to look at our structure, the way we appoint people to office. You see, the INEC boss will be appointed by the president, but it doesn't stop people here from doing their job. In the UK, the prime minister will appoint you, but you can tell the prime minister, as long as I work here, as my job,
This is my office.
My office.
I call the shots.
This is where we say that Nigeria, actually, our problem comes from the ministry. You understand? Supposing the president is appointing and appointing and appointing, we have permanent secretary. These are career people, civil servant. You understand? The president, you've seen many presidents, and you see more. You have a career. You can say things. You can do. I know you need money, power is there, but these are the people. If we're going to change Nigeria, I'm still going to rely on the civil service, because they can decide to do the right thing, like the police. The police can decide to do the right thing, and everybody will sit up.
For instance, there's a story here I wanted to take you to, and that brings me to that story. Extortion. Police remove DPO. Try others after Punch reports. And they say the media, we are not working.
You guys like brand envelopes. That's the problem. The problem with Nigerian media is brand envelopes.
Is anybody, for instance, how much is the take home of journalists?
And is that an excuse? You're telling us that the police should take money because they are underpaid.
That is not an excuse. For instance, there's something we're taught in school. Now, when a journalist, you call me to cover events, you want to tell me about something, you want me to publish that thing, you're supposed to pay.
And there's something called advertorial.
Yes.
You can be invited for advertorial.
And if it's not of the interest of the general public, which is news, you were supposed to pay. That is me promoting you, and that is what we basically collect.
And that becomes an advertorial. You are legally allowed to do so. But the problem is, every time they invite the journalists, they know they're going to tell them what to write, because if the man is paying you, especially on the news of national interest.
If that is true, we will not be having reports such as this. Extortion, police remove DPO, tries others.
Princess, can we not look into
the Punch report, over Punch reports, or after Punch reports? Now, the good thing here is that the media is actually active, and I am happy.
Okay, in Jesus' name. No, I just said, I didn't say you guys are not active. I only said the love for self-envelope, is causing trouble. Yesterday we say these people are taking our guests somewhere. They're going somewhere for a retreat. Don't bring your van to the universities. We're saying, please, if you guys can reduce your envelope and stick to the job, we're going to do well.
Okay, we move quickly to the next newspaper we have. And now that would be the Daily Trust. These are some of the stories coming from the Daily Trust. And the main headline here says, marketers blame forest, others as fuel scarcity returns to Lagos, Abuja. And the writer says petrol business no longer attractive. NNPCL, other stations, shots. Why marketers can't access dollar at official rates. Now, this is coming from the federal government. And all the stories are on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says China commits to refinancing Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, Maiduguri railways. And that story is on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Victoria, Borno records 59 deaths. 481 cases in 14 local government areas. And that story is on page 11 of the Daily Trust newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says Senate confirms Oluka Yede as EFCC chairman. And that story is on page 15 of the Daily Trust newspaper. After $1 billion drop, Nigeria may suffer further decline in FS inflows. This is a report, and that story is on page 22 of the Daily Trust newspaper. There's a story here that says 3 terrorists, 1 soldier killed in gun duel in Kaduna, and that story is on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here as well that says printers suggests palm oil as aviation fuel hits 1,000 naira per liter. And that story is on page 22 of the Daily Trust newspaper. There's a story here that says Gaza Islamic nations accuse Israel of state sponsored terrorism. And the writer of that story says US votes UN Security Council for resolution on humanitarian pause. We are ready for negotiation. This is coming from Palestine ambassador. And all these stories are on page 8 of the Daily Trust newspaper. These are all the stories we have coming from the Daily Trust. Now, there's a story here that increased the main headline here we can see. Marketers blame forest orders as fuel scarcity returns to Lagos and Abuja. Petrol business no longer attractive. Now, this is coming from the marketers, and as you can see, NNPCL, other stations are shut. I don't know how people in Abuja and Lagos are coping. Fuel is expensive. They cannot get the fuel. How do people go out? I don't understand.
Maybe we should ask our man who is on ground. He's just joined us now. Because I really don't understand the dynamics of no fuel. The essence of taking out the subsidy so that it can come in at market rate. And I wonder if they're really paying the true market rate for fuel in Nigeria. You understand? Because is the government still putting in some money?
Because there's another writer that says why marketers can't access dollar at official rates. FG. I don't understand, but I would have loved to speak to somebody in Lagos or Abuja to see the situation.
No, that's two different things. You know, why marketers cannot actually access the dollar has been in Nigerian culture from day one. No. It's only in Nigeria you go to the black market, which is different from the exchange
official
rate. In the UK here, you buy, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing?
Yes, it's the same rate. There's no black market.
So there's no black market
No,
here?
what's called black market? I don't understand.
That's serious?
Yes. What's black market? I don't understand. The official rate is the official rate. You go to Bureau de Change, you get whatever you want. You understand? What is this black market thing? You understand? So because it tends to favor some, meaning the government is actually intentionally enriching some people. If you want to travel, for instance, I'm entitled, for instance, to BTA, they call it your basic traveling allowance, of a particular amount of money. You understand? It is then they will give it to you because it's like a privilege, but this is something you are entitled to. Do you understand? But some people, because they cannot access that, they go to the black market to buy the money they will use to travel. And that is how I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. So, but it's a Nigerian culture, so I don't think it's today. But maybe these marketers have been accessing it. Now they cannot access it. That's why they are complaining. But hey, we importers have not seen exchange rate for years. I buy tickets. The last time I was trying to buy ticket at the official rate. You understand? Everything we do is on the black market rate. Why are some people favored and some not?
Well, we will get to find that very soon. And as the stories unfold. And I don't know if we can bring in, I can see that we have other guests here with us, if we can bring them all in. But before then, while you're doing that, there's a story here. I'm very worried. I'm worried because we can't connect to Abuja. I think their network is bad. I wanted to speak with Mary, our correspondent in Abuja, to know what the situation is in Abuja. But it seems her network is quite bad. And there's a story here. But we have a guest. Can we bring in a guest, or is it with us?
It's with us now.
All right, you're welcome. Can we have your opinion? There's a story here that I'm very concerned about that says China commit to refinancing Abuja Kanu Port Harcourt Maiduguri raise. You know, there is this, I don't know if it's comedy or a skit that I saw that it will get to a stage where these people will come and start taking us out one after your country is owing us, it's your turn to go and work for us. Or because there was a time I was in Abuja, I read the news that each money we are owing as per head, if we're talking about China debt, should be like one person was up to like I think as of this year was up to like 400, 570 something. That is one Nigeria. We're talking about children, adults, and that. So if they keep coming to finance us to do things, why Nigerian? You can just look. You said it now. We have a lot of things that can generate resources for us from the state level. Let's not even go to federal. And at the end of the day, they keep financing projects for us. What do you think of this? What can we say, or what can you make of this?
The question you ask yourself is, at what cost? China want to do this at what cost? You know, and the process is complicated, very complicated nation. Maybe that's what we need. Is that the foreign investment we're looking for? We are being colonized. That's the truth. We're being colonized because we cannot do anything for ourselves.
Again?
Yeah, see, what is colonization? When people tell you they come to produce things in your country, they tell you what to consume. That's what is going on. Britain will tell you what in those days they produce with us and they take to their country. All right. But see, China will give you a loan and they'll tell you this is the company that will do the job. They will keep the job. You understand? And they tell you, oh, you negotiate with China and say, oh, you're gonna do this rate. They will never bring people down to come and train us on how to do it. They will bring their people to do it, and even the few ones they will take from us to do it will be the low level. So we'll never transfer that skills. If the government is negotiating wise, there's nothing wrong to exchange this kind of package. But are we going to learn from it? Are we going to use the opportunity to have experts? We have university kids who can take advantage of this. As they're building it, we learn to build. You understand? Why is Nigeria still, we build one, we build two, and today we cannot even start one on our own? What is wrong with us? Is it really rocket science to build railway? What is in railway that we cannot build? People are talking of rail, things moving on the ground, talking about artificial intelligence, which Nigerian kids are studying in school. We still cannot build another rail which is on the ground.
And that is why we had a guest yesterday that was complaining bitterly about the situation in Abuja, that as a state, a capital of Nigeria, there is no transportation service as a federal Nigeria's capital city, and this is shameful.
Well, to restructure Abuja, it's going to need a little bit more than what we're talking about. You understand? Transportation is not a daily thing. The guys are daily.
Abuja has been there. Abuja is not a new state.
What it is princess. When they built Europe, they got a lot of slaves and they used it to do the work. They were not paid. You understand? So many of these things were structured built at that time. And if Nigeria is going to do that, we're going to see some element of patriotism. Sometimes we need to forgive the government and actually.
Funny enough, Daddy Chris, if you go to like Inyanya area, go to Karo, there is a particular site where you see Aero 5 buses. Yeah. There is this red buses, very long, that can take up to maybe 80, 100 people, conveying people from the suburbs to the city center. That is during work hour. And of course, when they close, taking them back as well. Yes. And but when you go, you see that over the years, these buses are just like hundreds of them. This shows that Nigeria is not working as a state. It's not about it will take time for us to get there. But are they willing to work? You will see, that is why you see government projects is as if it's nobody's business.
No, I disagree.
Lack of management.
Princess, I disagree. And this is where we say to the federal government, maybe they are the cause of our problem. All right, look at Lagos. Do you know what only transport for Lagos can generate? Transport for Abuja can generate. Transport for Delta can generate. Transport for Kano can generate. If Kano would have been amazing, because the federal government, the state government should make it a duty to link the society. It will help in the. Some people have. Last time I was seeing online, somebody that produced with his farm produce before it gets to the final destination is all gone. And it's because of transportation. But if we have an effective transportation, which can resolve all this, and number two, it will create jobs. It will generate money for the states. So imagine a state intentionally, not buses. Come on, the years have moved on. Buses may be cheap to achieve now, but the long-term gain is zero. People are moving on tram. In fact, I don't know where we are. I don't know. You've not been to Croydon, where it's the only place where I have good tram here. A city we should be looking at is a place like Czech Republic. Prague. If you get to Prague, my God, there's underground train, there's overhead train, there's the buses. In few seconds, you get to where you're going. And that is a city that is connected. Why? Meaning you don't need to have a car.
You don't actually.
You don't need a car. You don't see Nigerians. Everybody want to buy a car, and they think car is luxury. I know car is just a necessity.
It's a necessity actually. When you're in Abuja, places like Abuja, you will know that a car is actually a necessity. But I don't think I can stay in Lagos and have a car. No, I can't drive in Lagos. I can't stay in. In fact, my guest this morning for my next show, she sent me a message with a picture that she's locked somewhere.
Can we bring in our
yes, please. We have Comrade Timothy. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Princess, and good morning to you, my elder brother, Daddy Chris.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Well, I'm very fine and blessed.
How is Asaba, the Delta State capital city? What's going on in Asaba?
Apparently, Asaba is cool and blessed like every part of Nigeria.
Is it?
You know?
People are eating the
Yes.
money now.
Your place is where you are is dark. It means you
quite
are in
dark.
a dark place. Your people are
that is
in a dark way.
That is because you're sitting against the lights. You're supposed to face the window, but we make do.
Yeah, it's because of my network. You know, that has been the issues.
Yes, that's fine.
You know, because my network.
See you. It's better we do this and we don't not to see you.
All right, you're welcome, Comrade Timothy. What's your take? We have a lot of issues coming from our headlines this morning, and you can see that China is actually coming to refinance Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, Maiduguri railways. Now, what's your take on this? Do you think? And funny enough, what Daddy Chris said is that, and after all this, they still bring their people to be a contractor to be the worker, so the money goes back to them.
See, they just use. You see, it's like China need to export their skills, their stuff. And they're looking for a job. They have enough, so they want to take it out there, do the job, and make money and bring the money home. So, and you can't blame them. You cannot blame them. But what are we doing? Then we can take advantage of it. As they're doing it, we steal the technology. What is technology? What is so difficult in how to construct a train that Nigerians cannot do?
We cannot, and that is the fact. Now, Comrade Timothy, what's your take on this? Do you think that is the way to go?
Yes, from my end, I have this opinion that Africans, I will not leave it to Nigeria alone, that we are black in our heart, we are black in our thoughts, and we are black in our ways. If not, who does that? Who does that? We have a lot of Nigerians that are rich that can even undertake this project and will build them very well, and it will serve the purpose. They will make their own money. But no, instead, they would want to bring in the Chinese so that they can make money from them. Don't forget that the Chinese will not just come to the country and start doing their things. People bring them in and they pay these people percentages. That's one. Two, we also know that because of friendship, affiliation, businesses, you know, they want to create their own empire so that tomorrow, by the time they sap Nigeria, they defraud Nigeria, they collect Nigeria money, they will not carry their money that they've made from Nigeria and go to other countries to invest. So the problem here is Nigerians, not Chinese. Now, recently, we learned that the Dangote refinery was financed by Nigerians. I also read that they had gone and battled the CBN governor, gave Dangote some money for the refineries. We were told that as of May, that the refinery would work. Today, it's not working. And why would it work? If it works, those people who import fuel, don't you think you would take them from market? Those people who export our crude, don't you think you remove them from market? Those people who sell generators, plants, Mikano and Co, don't you think you take them from market? So because they want to protect their investment against the will of the people and at the people's detriment, they will keep doing all these things. If not, all these things are achievable. Of course they are. Like my other brother just said, at this level, we are talking about buses. When we already have underground tunnel trains in America, in other parts of the world. It's not shameful, but because the average Nigerian man wants to make money on Nigerians or against Nigerian will, you know, at our detriment, they don't care. So it's not the way to go. That's one. Two, we are wondering, okay, let's even assume that we need to bring the Chinese so that we can harness their technologies. Why can't the Ministry of Labor and Employment make sure that as they sign their MOU, they will second our corpers, our core members to go and work with them. You know, they will not know their expertise, and at the long run, we will not build these companies, and these people that have worked with them will not running the company. You understand? But they won't do that. If they do, their business will crumble. Let's bring it home. What happens to Ajakuta? What happens to DSC? Before we even go to refineries coming to Kiniko, this is we're already there. I remember in 1983 when I was still a child, or 86, when the likes of Ogbagba were in Ajakuta and those who inspected, we had thought that by now the Ajakuta and the DSC would be working and will be providing us with the oil, the rods, the irons that we need to do our technology in the country. But what happened? They killed it. Just so they can open markets for import, because of course they know that they're importing, they're making more money. Let me deviate a little. Recently we read about the cement Bruhaha now, where I think Ibeto, who came down and said, I want to reduce the price of cement from 5,000 to 3,500. That means it was a monopolized market, just so one person can make billions of naira, you know, at the detriment of Nigerians. This means that with all of this, we can actually achieve them if we want to. But like I said, Africans, not just Nigerians, we are dark in our colors and dark in our hearts.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You're amazing, Timothy. You speak my mind, spoke my mind. But let me say two things. I like to hear from people like you. You see, two things here. All right, let's look at the narrative. I think there are so many storylines into this whole narrative. One, you said something I want to take home today, and I really want Nigerians to see this. I said on this program yesterday that Nigerians will have enough money. We don't actually, the money we are going to borrow is with us. You know the funniest thing, I came to you in Belgium, you guys were still very young, in 1992. And I was boasting, you know, this black, we were talking to the girls and we were trying to say, yeah, we Africans, we are smart with this. And the girl was laughing. I said, why are you laughing? You know, she said, how can you people, your own people, bring your money to Europe? And the whole country come and borrow the same money and pay interest on your money? Meaning Nigerians, you know how much they loot from Nigeria to take abroad on a daily basis. And I'm going to tell you where the looting is coming from. If you send your child abroad, you're already looting Nigeria. If you go abroad for treatment, you're already looting the country. But let's talk about the physical loot of our cash abroad. And does these people really not think that they can invest that money on something good? If Boa had not invested in cement, he wouldn't have been able to challenge Dangote. That's something,
yes,
discussion for another day. You understand? So the truth is, you said something very, very important, and all of us should go home. As we blame the poor people, as we blame the kids, as we blame Yahoo, as we blame this, we should ask our rich people who have enough money to invest on Nigerian railway. Sometimes I don't like Dangote, but sometimes I forgive him because at least he's investing in Nigeria. I always say to Dangote, why don't you see, Timothy, when white people came to Nigeria, they came, they invested, and they take the products home, right? And I said, you know, when they were coming, there's a word they used. They met in Berlin, and they said they are going to take their own share of the magnificent African cake. They call it the African cake. So Belgium came, British were number one, French were number one. They are still there now. You can see their impact. That's why you have the Francophone. We are proud to say we are French-speaking African. We are English-speaking African. Idiots. You are an African. All these things, they use it. You understand? You were colonized. Get out of it. Okay. But you can blame the white people as much as you want. They came to take business. You understand? They saw a cake and they took it. Do you know, I live in Europe, and every day I'm crying. Can we have our people come here now and take our share of the magnificent European cake? Is there is money here to be made. When a Nigerian man brings his money on African, like you said, they are black in the heart. When they bring their money here, they only take it to take girls. You understand? Buy a big house, live a luxury life. But the wise ones, they invest on the streets. You understand? They have, if you see Cyprus food, now I have a big estate here. The people buying the estate now, they are like this Asian. You understand? There is no wise investment from Africans. So Africans refuse to take their own share of the European cake. The European came to take their share of the African cake. We refuse to be smart to come and take our share of the European cake. And this is something coming from me. And what you said makes it so disheartening. We have investment that, I took the matter to Roboland. And I asked Urobo people, don't you people have Urobo people who are rich enough to build the place? We are waiting for government. But you have enough money. This thing you are talking about, and there are 2-3 Urobo men that can revive this company. As a moral duty, they should buy it. This is company in my village. I want to have it. It should be a community effort, even to say, listen, we want to have this company working because it will bring wealth, it will bring prosperity to us. If the government is not doing it, what are we doing? So it comes down to what you said. That is the part that really struck me today. Now, our rich men are not investing. You understand? And I think you agree with me now that we have young people who just get out of school. If Chinese want to take advantage of us, we should be smart. Take advantage of it. They want to do the business. They want to take our money home. Okay, we want to steal your technology. Do it. Take it from us, but we take the technology. Next time we'll not call you. If every time we need a railway, we're going to call on Chinese to come and do it, we're dead. Where is the big men in Nigeria? Why don't they have a construction company? Why can't we think? Who limits? I don't think we are really black in heart. We have limitations in our thoughts.
No, sir.
Maybe is it too? We have limitations in our thoughts and we are black in heart.
No. I would not want to believe that. No. I disagree that we have limitations. No, sir. I disagree. Ask me why.
Okay.
Why did you say that?
Now, at the moment, I am running a master's degree in Federal University of Petroleum Resources and Through. Okay. When I got there, I observed that most of the jobs, contracts there were given to our people, our kings, our chiefs, our big men in Roboland. But guess what? They refuse to do this contract and jobs. Is that limitation in thought? No. That is black mindset. Because if it's not black mindset, sir, if you do these jobs, it will attract more jobs to your community. It will make people, it will bring in more people to your community.
No, but if it's not limitation in thought, somebody give you a job to do. If you don't do it, you will not get another one. If you do it, you'll get more job. Who is really smart? It's like somebody, you deceive a woman once. If you want to have her all the time, you're going to be nice to her. If you deceive her one, next time she will not agree. You understand? It's better you keep to the terms of contract. You understand? When I say limitation in thought, which reasonable person really will carry his country money and bring it to Europe, and the whole country borrow the same money, and we're paying interest on our money. The money we are borrowing now is our money taken out of the country. And I want Nigerians to understand that. There's no amount of money we don't have in Nigeria. If they tell you what only one Nigerian have, or you go here and you go die.
Because they don't even see a sense of having such money.
What are they going to do with it?
Here. What are they going to do?
What are they going to do with it?
This is an organized structure where you even see big men. For instance, here you can see a big man with a driver gates man. Everybody yes. So you can't see people having 10 cars in their.
What are they going to do with it? 5 cars. What am I going to do with the cars?
Yes. So that is where the problem is.
You see, when I say limitations in thought, what am I going to do with 3 cars in London? What am I going to do with them? Is the car not to take me from here to there? That's how they think. They don't. Princess, you come out. We don't even know each other. So who you impressing?
Trying to impress. That is the thing.
Who are you impressing? You see, the stupidity is limitations in thought. And it's understanding this. If we don't, until Africans understand this, we'll continue to loot ourselves. And we'll blame the white man. Yes, their fault, they did a lot of damage to us. But I question now, who stopped you from coming to come and take your share of the European cake? Instead, what I heard from the newspaper this morning is Chinese coming to take. So it's another level of colonization. Chinese is now colonizing us. Suppose as they colonize us, we say, okay, come, let's take advantage of it. Oh God, we don't learn. And it's a sad thing.
No, Daddy Chris. I said something. I said, first, these people coming in there are people who broker the agreement between them and federal government. A while ago, our immediate past rep member representing Ethio Federal asked that how come Nigerians begin to take loan and signing agreements written in Chinese language? What do you mean signing? Yes, when the back.
Yes.
Do you understand? Now,
Yes.
these people who facilitate these loans, they get their share. So because of that, they will want you to keep collecting loan from Chinese government so that they can be getting their shares
Yes,
when they
yes.
know have the money here. That was why I called it black mind.
Yes,
They know
but
we have it,
instead of
but
stupidity,
because they want to make money at our detriment, they want to go a long way to keep doing it.
my
Who does
brother,
that?
Timothy, ask them now. What do they need the money to do? The money, I just slept on a very small portion of my bed. I cannot sleep with more than one woman in one night. How much can I eat in my stomach? What do you need the money? What are you going to do with the money?
That was why I said black mind.
Like,
That was
like,
why I said black mind.
Now,
Now,
saying is the black mind indeed that will make you want to
Now
acquire
they insult me. They think they pay me to
the
tell me
whole
black
world,
man.
and
no,
then
no,
you
no, no,
want
that decrease, that decrease,
But
that
we go to
decrease.
church every Sunday. We are
yes,
very good
and
people.
these people even sit at the front.
Of the church
Yes,
and at the mosque.
yes, and at the end of the day, they acquire so much, not knowing that they will die someday, or they cannot even drive 3. Okay, maybe they can be in comfort, but you have to sit in one car at a time.
Yes.
You have to stay in one house at a time. So I don't understand the essence is when you come to for instance, I came to London and I know that yesterday I went to an hospital yesterday evening. And the only thing I kept saying was that it shall never be well with our leaders.
That's what you will say. You were saying that.
You remember?
Yes.
I kept repeating it. I said, it shall never be well with our leaders, because when I entered the hospital, you needed to see hospital the way it was structured.
And that is the least hospital. It's in my community, local hospital. If you go to the main hospital, you'll be confused.
You needed to see how hospital, the structure here. And then you see you go to hospitals in our place, you don't have money, no treatment. That's one. Even somebody that had an accident or gunshot, they will tell you, go and bring police report. Somebody that is dying will die and nothing will happen. And then you will see that it is only in Nigeria, sometimes hospital you go and you contact diseases and come back home with.
I will never sleep in the hospital in Nigeria. I went there. I was there one day. They took me to one better hospital, and I said, if you guys don't take me here now, I will just kill myself. Because I was so scared. Any breath, anything I was smelling, the whole place was thinking.
That is it. It's really, and sometimes these our leaders, they come here for medicals, they see these structures, they see all this, and they don't take one initiative home, back home. And that is where the black mind comes in.
I refuse that. I think it's stupidity. Timothy, let's come to you.
Sir.
If you're really clever, will you rape your children because of greed? Because what the truth is, what we have, I use the word here that the money you have, you are in Nigeria, the money belongs to Nigeria. It's not actually your money. Because if you look at the paper, on there is the Federal Republic of Nigeria, controlled by you. You understand? So we have, as Nigerians, have right to tell you how to use the money. You don't have right to look the money. That's why they say you cannot carry our money here, you cannot bring it here. Which wise person really will take the food of his children and give it to them?
And that is why here in the developed country, you have your own money. You go to the bank to withdraw it. They will even follow you to your house. What are you doing with this money?
It's not your own.
It's not your own.
If
there's
more than
something else.
Cash, if they see me more than 1,000 pounds cash, they can question me, what am I doing with it? I have over some billions of money in the account. They control them. But if you have more than 1,000 pounds, ask anybody in England. By law, the police will ask you. When it is more than 1,000 cash, it's not saying they don't say it's not your money. They said now you have to explain this.
It's sad.
Now, you see that.
The lessons paper
Let Timothy contribute before we move.
Go on, Timothy.
Yes, another thing with us, you see, our leaders, we borrowed everything from the Western world and we took them in hook, line, and sinkers. I was privileged to learn that poverty is a political tool. And African leaders use this very thing I just said. They hold it to their heart. They will impoverish you so that you can honor them. When they know you are smart and you can make things work well, they will not allow you. Let me give you an instance. I'm a privileged politician. There was a time ago, Lavatidisi was the member who represented us before Ibapa came in. He wanted to do an empowerment program. Guess what? Before he began from Ward 1, 2, 3, they called him, Oga, stop that thing. Why? Because he was going to outshine the persons that had been there before. That became the fight. They would not want you to outshine them. So because of that, they would rather recruit people who don't have brains, or people who have criminal records, or people who have one or the other. They'll be used to blackmail them so that they will not work better. Exactly. If not, how come you employ a doctor to serve in Nigerian hospitals, and they have their private hospitals. Rather than attending to you in the government hospital, they want to refer you to their own private hospital. Whereas they will make sure that nothing works in the government hospital. I have an example. A while ago here in Asaba, there was this student who was sick, and I took her to FMC Asaba. Getting there, for almost like 30 minutes, did I attend to her? And she was shivering. I was scared. She's not there in my arms. And I inquired. They asked me to go and buy thermometer. And I told them, God will punish you now. I should buy thermometer for someone that is dying. If you don't want your daughter to die, please take her out of this place. And we took her to a private hospital. This is because the same private hospital owners are the government hospital doctors that were employed.
Sir, please.
It happens in Nigeria, in our hospitals, even Nigerian police force, everywhere. We have FMC Asaba. We have.
And that was why you took her to.
Yes.
Disgraceful.
And they refused to attend to her, and I have to take her from there. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, how do you expect this whole thing to work out? It will be very difficult. You see, I keep saying that even the youth are culpable, and we are all accomplices in all these issues. Rather than going to social media to insult leaders, when you hear that the president is going to share 5,000 naira to civil servants, why don't you say no? Use that money to fix up refineries. Did they say so? Instead, the civil servants who got their money, they were clapping. NLC just came up a while ago and they were fighting. They want to increase salary. Don't forget, they will increase the salary, but they also collect it from you. Why don't you fight and say, no, President, tie the road for us, give us light so that we can start having other ways to make money? But no, it was Lupeng that told the argument that they'll go on strike except our road are hard. But you see, our NLC, TUC, they were all about fighting government, dragging up and down because of that salary increment. Even if they pay Nigerian workers $1 million, they will collect the money back to us.
In fact, they love brown envelope. The brown envelope is killing them. In fact, it's got to a time now where we don't know what we're doing anymore. Even the NLC, I said, if Nigeria is going to save, if we save Nigeria, understand, it's the organized labor, and I wish I can really work with them. I'm going my next Nigerian week, which I organize in the UK. I'm going to focus on the Nigerian labor.
All right, we can't wait for that to come, and we'll move on quickly to the next newspaper we have, and that would be the Nigerian Tribune. These are some of the stories we have coming from the Tribune. And the main headline here says, reject technicalities, overrule Tinubu on fresh evidence. Article tells Supreme Court. Now, that story is on page 13 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says NNPCL appoints Femi Sonye as spokesman on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We also have a story here that says INEC records 1,000 pre-election litigations on 2023 poll, and that story is on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says NGF seeks declaration of states of emergency on education, and that story is on page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Lagos government so Lekki Aja, Alagbele, Marion, and Kara other communities relocate immediately. Flood is coming. That story is on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says loan app. 300 level union lorry female students commit suicide over indebtedness. And that story is on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. ADC's Abajide appeals to Malayi, commends Kogi West elders, and that story is on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says suspected headers kill 9 in Benue attacks, and that story is on page 18 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says China to refinance Abuja, Kano, Port Harcourt, Maiduguri railways for completion, and that story is on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Impeachment. Although lawmakers want deputy governor to withdraw suits against assembly, give fresh conditions. That story is on page 23 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Its policy on 43 item would collapse many industries, man to federal government. That story is on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And there's a story here that says 40 traders feared killed in Yobe auto accidents. That story is on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says Allah fins too. EFCC squeezes all your lawmakers. These are all the stories we have coming from the Nigerian Tribune. And there's a story here, Timothy. I want you to throw your we're having network issues with Timothy. I really wanted Timothy to throw weight on this. Reject technicality, overrule Tinubu on fresh evidence. When we know the law. And Timothy, thank God you're back, comrade. Now, the main headline says, reject technicalities, overrule Tinubu on fresh evidence. Article tells Supreme Court. We all know that when you tell somebody that I brought this person for judgment because this person stole my votes or something, you should be able to bring the evidence. And now, maybe there was lack of evidence. You are not saying it is certificate saga we are talking about. Now, what's your take on this?
First, I don't know. Let me say thank God first for having this opportunity, and thank both of you who gave me this platform to air my mind on this very issue. Like I said a while ago, at this level, sir, at this level, man, we are talking about certificate and no certificate. Do you know that even the richest people on earth are not educated people?
Thank you.
Yes. To be very frank, I have not heard that Dangote is a professor. I have not heard that Bill Gates is a professor. I have not heard that Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook that you and I are using today, is a professor. Let me shock you, man. That a while ago, I was also organizing my own program, Ogban Robo, and I was paying 20,000 every month to Facebook through StreamYard. Was that a professor's handwork? No. Why are we dragging Nigeria backward? See, I'm not a lawyer, but I know that they said he who alleged should be able to prove. Now, if you are alleging that you won an election, bring your facts. Why dragging up certificate issues? Now, we have spent 5 months going backward, dragging up and down, dragging Nigerian names to the image. At the end of the day, even if Atiku was given this mandate, what would he do? Like we had an adage that the chicken eats pebbles, swallows corn, drink water, yet it is complete, doesn't have teeth. If it had teeth, what would have eat? Is it gold? You should add cow that eat grasses. Now, Atiku is here dragging certificate. How has that affected the Nigerian economy? Don't forget, I mentioned about Mecano a while ago. I learned Atiku has a Mecano generator. That's one. Atiku oversaw, as in he was the chairman of as in when the government tried to what's it called? They gave everything from government to private. How come they changed our light then from NEPA to PSCN? Till today, do you have the light? Yes. Yeah, I can go and talk and I go on and talk. But the truth is that they have also failed. So because they want to drag us, everybody backward because they failed, they want to start bringing issues of distraction to the government. For me, it's a no for me. There's no need for that. If you can't prove that you were rigged at the pool, let it be. Certificate is, of course, education will make you browsing your already, but there are persons who are gifted. You know, without certificate, they have been doing so much. And like I just said, the Bill Gates of this world, the Mark Zuckerberg of this world, the Dangote, they are not professors.
Timothy,
this is not a slide. This is not a slide.
God will bless you, Timothy. You see,
listen, this is not a slide. This is not a slide. Our governor of Anambra State. Anambra State governor is a professor, and I've not seen he has not done anything different from any other person. Anambra State governor is a professor, and one time CBN governor. I have not seen anything he has done differently from what other people have been doing before. So why bring issue of certificate issues? Let's allow the man to do his job. If you think you were robbed, go and bring your evidence. If because your evidence is genuine, then you win because they leave it. That's my opinion.
Thank you. I want to start with something very funny, Timothy. You know, the red time they said there's bird flu. They were talking about bird flu here in this country, and the next day they put somebody on BBC, and they said the man is a bird flu expert. And I said, wait, this thing is a new disease. We've never heard of it before. Already, how come you have an expert already? You have an expert already. Now, let me tell you what happened in those days. The people that goes to Africa, the technicians, they are the ones they send to Africa. They don't send their best hand to Africa. You know, the technicians, because when they come, they do technical work. When they go to Nigeria, they are expatriates. When a Nigerian come here, he's an immigrant. Understand this? When they go home, we see white people. In fact, princess sometimes say, "Oh, this white man, this actually," I say, "God, I will marry this one people." You see, they see them. You see them better than us, and that boils down to what you said now. We've been trained that the right thing we need to survive is this stupid reading and writing, which is not meaningful to us. Education is good, but it has not even been made to be meaningful to the African man. The curriculum they gave us is the curriculum of Mongo Park. When we were in school, the teachers who discovered River Niger, Mongo Park. Native and working, God punish you. My father was there before he came. You understand? How can your father discover my father? You understand? Mongo Park discovered River Niger. Not for us. We were living at the River Niger. You see, even them them Azikiwe as educated they couldn't change the curriculum. That is what they taught me in school. That is the problem we have. And it's the same certificate now that you are telling me that it's going to make me decide who will become the president of Nigeria. By law, a primary school certificate holder is entitled to run the affairs of the country. Look at these men, they are qualified. Education-wise, zero. And like you correctly said, I'm in the legal profession right now. You see, the court, you might blame the Nigerian court as much as you want. They don't care. The law is blind. The law is not about truth. It's about the regulation.
Logical.
Yeah. So if you say, I steal your money, okay, prove it.
You should prove.
A man can say, I was raped. Okay, they're going to ask you technical question. How did you get there? You see, these are the things, you understand? The law does not listen to your emotions. It's not about emotion. There's I quote, I love Margaret Thatcher. She said, speculation is not evidence. Laws in the court, they don't know about your speculation. You can speculate as much as you want. When you're coming to the law court, bring me evidence. That's what we don't have in this case. And from now, I want to beg Nigerians to, Tinubu has, I don't like Tinubu, I'll never vote for him in a million years. But right now, this is where we find ourselves. And to be honest, let us build on it. I would have preferred to see a different person running the affairs of the country, not even the one you mentioned. I don't want to go into the political side of it. You understand? We would have seen Peter Obi because he was thinking about production, which is what we need. Production is what we need. Production is what we need. You understand? And a man, and I still wonder if I was even having my reservation. I was asking them in the Labour Party, in my interview them, I said, this is what you guys are saying. This is the true problem of Nigeria. Which they agree. Can you address it? In fact, it's too difficult to address. If I ask you today, Timothy, before we let Princess run the show, I'm going to ask you one question. Do you think our leaders are wicked or they don't know what to do? I know there's the two things. Anyway, you said they have black mind already. But I don't think.
I think they are evil.
I don't think so. Most of them do not understand. My friend, I have a friend from Belgium. You know what they say in law? They said before you can change 5,000 pounds, you can only change 5,000 pounds once. And we'll go there to buy cars. So what we'll do, we'll put in the line. You change 5,000. You go and enter the line again and come back and change 5,000. You said it's at once. So it's not at once now. Take 5,000 change for me. I'll go back and they will change it for you. And I said, I don't know, stupid. My friend will say they go too much to the school. That is the Belgian man. He said, don't mind them, Chris. They go too much to the school. And that is exactly what we see. With sometimes what they write down, they don't look at the meaning of it. It's just what it is written down. And that is the education they gave to us. Mongo Park discovered my father, who was living in River Niger. So we have a problem here. The problem is sincerity, is understanding what it do. You see, they said 1 + 1 is 2. How did 1 + 1 become 2? As lawyers, we don't ask. Mathematically, 1 + 1 is 2. We will ask, why is 1 + 1 2?
You have to prove.
Anyway,
You have to prove.
quickly, there's a headline here that says that we have quite a lot, but because of time, we just have to run through a few. And I really want you, Daddy Chris, to throw your weight on. There's a story here that says INEC record 1,000 pre-election litigation on 2023 poll, and CBS policy on 43 items will collapse many industries. Man tells Nigeria. Then, at Timothy, there's a story here that says NGF seeks declaration of state of emergency on education. Now we're talking about education in Nigeria. Do you think we should declare state of emergency?
I would say yes on the following grounds. We should not restrict the education to just classroom experiences alone. Let's leave the classroom and go to the field. For instance, yesterday I read on social media that we can use bamboo to do our lintel and our rod. Instead of rod, you can use bamboo. Now, if you are training a child to become an engineer, why don't you also look at it and see how we can use bamboo instead of rod? Because even using bamboo will help take us into green energy. Do you understand? This is because the process of producing your rod, you are also having your byproducts to pollute the environment. But if you're using bamboo, you plant bamboo. Bamboo also help you to suck off your CO2s. And as the more you grow it, the more it will provide you with better environment. That's one. Two, as you are using bamboo, it will also create job for farmers. Today, let me tell you one thing why we have issues in Africa. One of the things that we do in Africa is farming. You will see people in our local area, in Kokore where I come from, our parents will go to a farm, spend 9 months to plant cassava, only for them to come to market and sell it for 3,000 naira per basket. How would they make money? How would they make living? But if they are not going to farming of bamboo, that means that the market in bamboo, it will make everybody go. It will enhance our economy. And before you know it too, there are some countries that will need our bamboo. We start exporting it. So why I agree that the SGF calling on state of emergency education, we should not just make it the way we've done it before. Let's change the narrative. There must be a paradigm shift from classroom activities to real world activity. In environment, we're told that one of the reasons why environmental laws are not working because they are all policies. But when we now make it human, give it human face, be involved, I'll be involved, it will make it everything easier. So the kind of education I look out for in Nigeria is one that has a human face. You don't just go and start cramming. You cram it, you come on first class to class for you. But if you're not called to come and use that thing you've read to come and solve issues, you can't do it. Because I was taught that education is meaningless until you use it to solve a humanity problem. Now, not just going to kind of say that you want to put a self-emergency on education. No, let's change the narratives. Let's make it solve our problems. In fact, if we also have education right, our children unborn that already sorry, our children unborn, they're already criminal intended. Yes, you not born them. Yes, as you born them, as you give back to them, you see them behaving like our leaders there. That is why I kept asking. We are blaming leaders. The leaders that are here today, 20 years ago, they also blame leaders. Now they are leaders. What are they doing differently? Nothing. That's because, like Daddy Chris said, we have been swallowing all the curriculum given to us by our colonial masters. Until today, we didn't do anything to change them at all. That is why a minister for education has our children abroad to go and study. So what are you doing? A minister for health will take his family to abroad for treatment. So funny. You will see an engineer or a minister for power and energy buying generators to power their homes. It's not madness. So the kind of education we should have, or we should pray for, or we should protest to get is the one that take us from classroom to the field, so that we can now use our knowledge that we've gained from education to solve our problems. Thank you.
No, I'm just going to shoot a very small thing there. You understand? You said it all. Education is meant to, if you have education and you cannot solve a problem, you are not educated. Now, the last time I asked, who's an educated person? An educated person is a man that can think and try to find a solution to a problem without complaining. Okay, this is what we're facing. What do we do? You understand? And he begins to think. You understand? And it's not something you learn in classroom. But let's make it simple. You know, I said to myself one day, the only arm of Nigerian education that is working is the medical one. You understand? Because if you go to Nigerian University, you see
School of Mercy on its own.
On its own, because they've made it, they made it working. You understand? This is medicine. You study medicine, but this is the university teaching hospital, which is now, that is where you actually train, and actually university teaching hospital is not making money. Now I ask you, why can't engineering students have automobile section where they fix cars? People will go there
So they do the practicals and theory as well.
and begin to make money. University begin to make money. You see, I'm in the legal profession. Yeah, Nigerian law, lawyers are the best. What stop them? If you go to LASU, they have one of the best legal this. And sometimes I ask them, why don't you create even to represent people or to write contracts and stuff like that, so that this student becomes useful? And you lecturer don't sit in your ass. And the poorest people are the lecturer, and they keep blaming the government. I say, you are actually, if you said you are intelligent and you are poor, I don't understand it. This is what I say. An intelligent person cannot be poor, because an intelligent person will convert his intellect into making money. If you are an intellectual, then you should be making money. If you tell me I'm smart, government is not doing this, and I say, how can you be smart? Because if you are smart, you will write a book. You will think outside the box. And that is exactly where we're talking now. They've taught us a way to live. We remain there and we refuse to move. The Nigerian education system is actually, let me say, I study here in the UK now, and I've studied in Nigeria. The thing they will teach you in Nigeria is even more difficult to survive it than here. They say 1 + 1 is 2. It's the same thing, though. There's no difference. You go to the curriculum of the primary, secondary school there is the same here. But their own here will be made to fit into their environment. Like you said of the bamboo now. You understand? Why would somebody who's studying agriculture in Nigeria be talking about how they do things that he has never seen? Talk about the things around you and how. And that comes down to research. And these are not things you learn in classrooms. And so we are in a stage where we need to move. We're not declaring a state of emergency now. But let me quickly touch on this INEC
litigation, 1,000 pre-election litigation.
I think that is an interesting one. Why is I asked the people in the so-called legal experts, the activists in Nigeria, why have they not really taken INEC to court? Because if INEC have all those litigation, what have they done about it? You understand? All these issues that happen in the Nigerian election today, they are calling on Tinubu, they should be taking INEC to court. INEC is guilty. They promised us they're going to do things in a particular way. They didn't do it. They should explain to Nigeria. They should say it in the law court, not just talking. And the whole activists are busy fighting the same old style of this thing. If we deal with INEC, we'll have a better system tomorrow. The way INEC is now free, he has blown the whistle. And now the fight is now between the politicians. The politicians will always fight dirty. We have an institution called INEC. This is what we say. We want you to do the right thing. Why are we fighting Tinubu? Why are we not fighting INEC? I know they say, oh, they are the same people. No.
Because even this saga we're seeing, certificate saga, it boils down to INEC. Is it that they didn't do their screening? Is it that they didn't do their job from the onset?
So sue INEC.
Daddy Chris, sorry, I want to say something. Good. You see, like I said, and with due respect to us, when I said Africans will have black mind, the people you are saying should take INEC to court, who are they?
Well, I happen to interview one here. What's his name? The guy. I like him. Let me name 2 people. I know sometimes money may be a problem. But let me not mention this other guy. Let's put on what's his name again?
Malcolm Omerubo.
And I asked Malcolm.
My guy, yes, Malcolm.
And there's Chris Nwakobia. Chris Nwakobia is a man that actually ran for the presidency of Nigeria. He's bloody intelligent. I've been with him. But some of the things you may not agree, but he's bloody intelligent. And I said to them, why are you sticking to Labour? That is Labour that won. Why don't you actually, if Labour won the election, the fault comes from somewhere. It didn't come from Tinubu. Tinubu might have used INEC, but in the face of the law, Tinubu have done nothing wrong. He passed back. INEC is openly guilty. Why are you not dealing with INEC? So in terms of naming people, I just named those 2 for you to see the caliber.
Now, the reason why I asked, you see, like I said a while ago, that poverty is a political tool. Some of the people you see shouting on the street, Tinubu did not win, Labour won. Sir, just call them and make them GMD of NNPC. They will no longer talk anymore. Babangida did it.
Oh, that
Yes.
is, that what
What we have today, as comrade, we no longer have comrade, we now have come and raid. They will shout and shout and shout just so that you can recognize them and give them their share. Let me give you one example, sir. Recently, we hear people talking about Tom Polo and this his pipeline oil surveillance job. Today,
Yes.
some people shouting and castigating him and be given the same job. They have kept quiet.
Oh, they've got the job now.
Yes.
Oh,
2 days ago, the job was assigned to Tom Polo, assigned Dokumbo and some persons. You understand?
What happened to them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know.
Yes.
So Asari was there. So Asari would be. He would be talking to president. Now that is his game. Okay.
You understand? Now, the whole essence of this comrade thing, sir, is because they want to get your attention as a governor, as a president, as a minister, as a senator, so that you can be on they can be on your payroll. I have them in Asawa here, plenty of them. They come and start shouting. No matter what, give them vehicle, you don't hear them tell it anymore. So you see, the truth is that, let me speak a little Urobo say, now, the native salt, as in the price of native salt is from the home, not from the market. Whatever we are doing here today, believe me, there is no solution to Nigeria problem, Africa problem until just price comes down.
Oh God.
You see that bad?
Timothy, that is hard. We go to church every Sunday. Anyway, we need to pray. I say it's not time to pray, but sometimes I'm forced to
You
say
said
pray.
we shouldn't pray.
No, I'm angry because our problem is within our heart. We don't need prayer. But okay, maybe it's time to pray because what Timothy is saying is scary. So all I can say here, let us pray that God will forgive us our
God will
sins.
forgive our sins. And like Timothy said, we the youth as well, because these president leaders, like what he rightly pointed out, they started complaining 20 years ago. Look at them today. And so let's not be the same. In the next 10 years, 20 years, we start complaining as well. So I think this whole thing boils down to the youth. And because he said also that most time when you shout comrade, the next thing they are appointed and they just go
Come and read.
silent.
I take
They
that
go
one.
and read.
Yes, come and read.
Come and read, guys. I like that. I think we're going to take that as
Yes,
a slogan.
Including our NLC and TUCs.
Oh yes.
Yes, of
In fact, they are my anger. I have issues
Yes,
with them.
of course.
Big issues.
Anyway, Comrade Timothy, I'm so glad to have you today, that you could join us. We'll have you again next time, but early on the show as well. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, before I go, but I'm surprised you didn't ask me if I'm also a comrade, because I'm also a comrade.
I don't want to answer. No, Timothy, I can understand. It's about survival of the fittest. Because what I can see is, I like this other young man. What's Fejiro? Fejiro is my man. And sometimes when they talk, they say they want to kill Fejiro. I said, but the boy have to eat. You understand? It's not a good excuse, but he has to eat. You understand? Sometimes they use this. See, what the British taught us is what they're doing now. Either they divide and rule you, or they make you poor, so you don't have the power to say things. Most of us, I don't blame people in Africa that much. I'm more angry with those of us in the diaspora. We have seen, and we've been here. We are not hungry. We cannot be hungry in life. That's a fact. There's food. What do you need in life? I'm not that greedy anymore, because I know the small thing I'm going to take is for my stomach, 1 wife or 2 wives or 3 wives. All those things you can afford it if you live here. So why can't you still help your people by telling them the truth? All we need is being able to be bold enough to say no. Do you know that even those of us in the diaspora, when they give them one contract, like you said, now they become comrade. We still have comrade for people. So is it, like you said, is it a black thing?
It's a black mindset thing.
Or maybe it's a phase that God is going to take us out. I don't know. To be honest, we shouldn't be here now. Africa has moved. People that built Africa, the vision to create African independence, today is dead. No, let's not go into that. It's too painful. But in my time, the future of the black man is on you guys in Nigeria. I want you guys to know that for a black man to have a place in the world, Nigeria has to succeed. And if Nigeria doesn't
you also have a lot to do. Ask me why. Believe me, like I said, I'm a comrade. I'm a politician. But can I shock you? I'm a painter. Yes. This is because I knew when I started telling them the truth. Do you know what they started doing? They started trying to edge me out of system. I didn't care. I now went to learn what I will use to feed myself. And as I said, I'm also doing MSc in environmental studies as we speak. Do you know why? So that I won't depend on you.
Good.
So that even if you want to keep everything for yourself, I will say it. Can I shock you that my biggest client so far is the personal assistant to the immediate past governor of Plateau State, who is now the Minister of Labour and Employment in Plateau State. When I did my job in Chendam, he was not there. I did everything before he came on board. But guess what? No, people in Delta State refuse to patronize me just because they know this boy knows a little. And they felt I'll fight them when I have everything.
Exactly.
So the onus is upon everybody, not just us in Africa, here in Nigeria, or you. Everybody should know their place. My pastor wife will say something. This is Oludele Emi. She will say, if you are in this church, you not discover that there's something lagging, meaning you have not taken your place. Because if you take your place, you will solve that problem. And when you solve that problem, I solve my own, we'll not have a collective solution, and this whole thing will just go like that with the wide wind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The message for them today, me and Timothy and everybody, is that these African leaders, let's go back. I'm not even talking of African leaders today. African men that that were to do, whether you're in the diaspora or you're at home, there's investment opportunities in Nigeria. I was just talking to these women in mining. There's opportunity in mining. There's opportunity in every little thing. Only in Nigeria, that your 1 week salary in London can start a business for you in Nigeria, and you don't have anything going on. You are raping your people. You are raping the essence of God bringing you here. In the Bible, if any of you go to church at all, God intentionally took Joseph and put him in Egypt in difficult days. Joseph solved the problem of his people. We are the Joseph of our time. We need to go back and give back to the society.
Sorry, I disagree. I disagree, sir. Sorry. See,
I like that. Timothy, I like what
you know why I say so. You know why I say so, sir. Now imagine you spend your hard-earned money in Europe and you invest it in Nigeria on a youth that is not ready to take responsibility. When God took Joseph to Egypt, sir, Shebi when Potiphar's wife gave her body to Joseph, the man ran away. But let that same thing happen in Nigeria. Even my Kokori, they will run the woman down. They will take her. Two. When Joseph was made the governor of food in Egypt, so to say, he was prudent with it. Do you understand? But if you try that with a Nigerian, you meant to make that thing, they will increase their girlfriends. They will increase their friends. They will steal your food and dump them on the. You see, two things involved, like I keep saying. It's not, see, it's a two-way thing. When you want to call on our leaders, our people to invest in our people, let's also talk to the youth, sir. Because here in Nigeria, you will open a business, you will have a business, and you employ somebody. Do you know what I tell you? I'm not going to come work, I'm going to come shop. That is why you see the rise of Babu Nagbaruto.
I have them.
Yes, that is why you see.
No, I know what you're saying.
That is why you see Subaru Nagbaruto dead today. We have better glass in the economy, dead, dying off. That is why you see, in fact, government has saw that it is better for them to how is it called, commercialize everything that has to do government. That people will be paying. Do you understand? That is why you see things are also working. The same young man you think you need help, give them money or establish them. Come back tomorrow. They will go and start getting many girlfriends, buying expensive cars, living a flamboyant life above their means. Before you know, they'll crumble tomorrow and come back to you again. It's funny. So it's a two-way thing. While we are talking to people to come, let's invest in Nigeria, let's also talk to the youth. Let them know that it takes more. Sorry. I'm a little bit privileged. I am privileged to meet people. I'm privileged to be read. And I when I want to talk about social issues, I get angry. Dr. Maisburo, before he died, he was in my church. You know, he told us, he said we should all stand up. I will stood up. He said if I mention Microsoft, where will my said go to? When I said Bill Gates, about pastry, sugars, we said that it's okay. What would anybody mention here in this church? And your name we remembered. It didn't touch me. It was from that time I became a painter. Today, if you check me, Chamtech Allied Services is my company, and I'm into interior and exterior job. I even like a job a while ago in Abuja, 3D. The first one I did in Asaba, I made $1 billion from it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Even as well that is exposed, I am still learning job. As of today, I'm not just in my master's. I'm also learning data science, data sciences. So our youth to be ready. If you're not ready, they can't invest in you. If you invest in the wrong youth, you will regret your life because it's not easy to make a dime. It's not easy to make 1 naira. You can't make such money, only if you steal the money. Do you know why our African leaders are taking our money abroad for investment? Invest in Nigeria and see what happens to it. They will finish it for you because we have a very wrong mindset. I've seen a man who stole my former boss's money and I asked him, "Why is like saying I got my money now?" You stole your boss's money and you say it is government money. Is that not stealing?
Stealing.
If you now leave that kind of driver in your transport company, what will happen? They will see your tires, they will see your fuel, they will see your pass, and they'll tell you that these vehicles are not working well. This is why things are not working. See, sorry when I keep saying that we have black mind, and until Jesus Christ come, Africa will not go forward. I'm not joking.
No,
We pray that Jesus will hear us from heaven. And
you know what I love, eh? Let me ask you this question before we leave, young man. I love this because I can see that you're talking from you're talking from the inner. You know, it's coming from inside. The pain is there, and it's there. And I can tell you, so many Nigerians have this same passion, this same zeal to make things better. What do you think we should really do? Rather than actually, I know the young people now, you said we should invest in them. Now we see, let me tell you this, why I don't blame young people. Remember this quote, we are born into a culture, we are never born with this culture. A child that is born is blank slate. It's like a computer that has just a fresh disk.
Tabula rasa.
Yes, you begin to feed it in, and that is what the computer begins to give back to you. Computer will never give you what you don't give to it. A child that is born is blank, then you begin to feed the child with all the rubbish from the food, from the mother, fighting. You look at the child, he's learning every second, he's taking all in, and that's what the child becomes. So I think the concept now is I am afraid to blame the young people because it is our fault. Our society. In fact, if I'm in Nigeria today, I travel to Europe because I was in Uniben and I saw everybody coming from money, they make money. You understand? And that is something, you understand? And so we are influenced with what we see. The young boy is doing Yahoo now. If I'm a young boy in Nigeria, I'll probably be doing Yahoo. You know why? If I go, before I come back, one idiot carry my girlfriend. You know, that's how it's gonna be. And then I'm gonna try and do something. To me now, the computer. I will start now. You understand? Because some of these things is pain, suffering. Like you said, the poverty can push you to do anything. If the Bible said that, no, there's a saying that in life-threatening situation, decent people lie.
Daddy Chris. Sorry. See, for everything you are saying is correct, but I also have reason to disagree in many ways. Let me tell you something. So, are you now saying that because everybody is mad in my place, I should be mad? No. Let me tell you something. My girlfriend was once taken from me. Do you know I told myself, I work hard to become a better man than the person who took her away from me.
That's a smart one.
Yes, I go out, I see you do your work, you bought a 53 million Benz. I will work hard tomorrow. I'll be the one sending Benzes to you.
Exactly. But that is a smart person. It takes a lot to have the difference between being an intellectual and having wisdom. You need the two to be able to deal with that kind of situation. And have some.
One of my pastors once said a while ago that a girl.
Yes.
One of my pastors once said, he said a girl who followed a Yahoo boy because he has money will start watching her poor boyfriend that she rejected in the Yahoo boy's television in her house.
That's it.
That means the television your Yahoo boyfriend bought, you'll not see your poor former boyfriend there talking and doing things. In a two different world. It is what
Nelson Mandela said to this woman that if you leave a man that have a vision and follow a man with television, you will end up watching the man with the vision on your husband.
Benny, you understand? So it's not enough because we see it, we not start doing it. Do you understand? I'm an honorable man. I have seen a lot too, but I refuse to allow this thing get into me. Do you understand? I refuse because if I do it, because I kept asking myself, how will I live a different life? I am the only person who play politics in my house. You know why? I told them my great-grandfather was led. My father was led. Me, I can't be led like that. I should also lead.
Yes.
And you cannot lead until you have something upstairs to do something differently. If you can solve a problem, you become a leader. If you can solve a problem, you become a leader. It's not the kind of left we now have that they want to impose that on your neck. No. If you solve a problem, sir, okay, like if not for Mark Zuckerberg, can we have this thing today? We can't. We can't.
Yes.
But that young man saw it, that there's a need for him to solve a problem. He has solved it. And there are more like that. Can I shock you? There are most of my classes that will hold online like this. Classes. My supervisor right now is in Switzerland, and we spoke this morning.
Yes.
Via WhatsApp. So if you want to be different, you will not allow what you see in your environment to define you. Here we allow our environment to define us. That's why we're acting the same way we are behaving. Let me shock you. Thank God I remembered. Do you know Mark Zuckerberg came to Nigeria? Then it was Isa Pantami, the minister for one economy, that was there. He didn't see him. That man came to Nigeria. Instead of Nigerian government to say, okay, thank God you are here. Please come and do internship for our children. How do we partner with you? They left him alone. The man went to Lagos Street, snapped photograph, and went back. That's the country we came from. You know why? Because the people, one, they are bereft of ideas. Two, coupled with their black mindset. There is no, see, if you like bring sun to Africa, it can never illuminate us. It cannot. So if you ask me, the job is continued and concerted orientation to changing our mindset from a day old child to the president. Let's change our mindset. Let's change it. If not, there is nothing you do. Bring all the money you made in Europe and the best you got 2 days is gone.
Hey, this is scary. Now we're not going to take that home.
Anyway,
I still want them to come home.
Anyway,
we're not going to take that home.
I said it should be collective. You understand?
Yes.
See, a week ago I did a course. They call it EIA, and from the on that course I found out that if we can follow the process of EIAs, we won't have any issues in Nigeria and Africa. Because before you cite a project, you should be able to foresee the challenges it will bring, and you solve it. 1, 2. The people that will benefit from it, ask them, do you need this project? If they say no, then leave it. If they say yes, they'll give it. When you give to them, that becomes a whole project, and they will protect it for you. Do you understand? So yes, we can achieve it, but it must be a collective team. Don't share the blame. Make all of us share from the blame. When you share the blame, we get it wrong.
That should be the take-home.
Yes, I agree. But this young man said 2 big things. I don't think we really have the black mind, because as he's talking, he's always quoting God. He's quoting what the pastor say. So meaning deep down inside us, that's what he's being fed on. You understand? There is, and we have that. You see, before sometimes I don't even want to talk about the Bible, because our parents, my father, the way they brought me up, you don't need to go to church to know what is good and right, because they will not take it from you. Today, who are you to bring a car home in those days? But I ask you, who gave it to you? You understand? They will laugh at you. But today, mothers are buying computers for their children to go and do their home.
And pastors are blessing the laptops.
Oh my God.
Oh.
They say pastor will pray put first. That's what
Yes.
they say. Will pray put.
Pastors are doing it, sir. They bless the laptop for the children.
Exactly.
Yes.
So what are we talking about? Understand? So it is the new. Do we say it's the? Maybe I don't. Sometimes I just say maybe I'm not intelligent enough to understand what they're doing. Maybe I'm too old to understand them. So I don't talk where they are doing things, because I just cannot. My principal will say, I reason why I cannot tell how a country that is blessed with people like you, with the whole natural resources, look at what you've done for yourself. And this is where we say there's no excuse. You understand? He didn't just go to. He's not waiting for one miracle to fall from heaven. You see the good thing? I said Israel today, they are defending themselves. They're not waiting for God, though. You understand? And I always said to those of you that goes to Israel, go and learn how to do a Greek. Don't go and learn how to pray, because you can pray at home. So this whole thing we're doing now, you decided to do 2 things. You decide to learn a skill so that you can be independent. You understand? Because if you don't have your financial independence, you're always going to be a slave. And a slave is somebody you tell, do this, and they will do it. And that is the problem most of us have, because we don't have our own. Anything they tell us to do, or you can give your wife out to. Now I said to this and that. Urobo man, no, they send the wife go abroad, go do prostitution. You understand? It's not as culture, because
of course
we have that thing. Only some tribe do it, and I'm wondering. You understand? Hungry, not the big person reach there. You understand? And that is something we stick onto. So when you don't have, though,
Anyway, we need to wrap up the show because of time. We have other shows coming up as well. Well, Comrade Timothy Ogenabo, thank you so
No,
much.
we're gonna have Timothy
Well,
as a
of course,
regular
it's going
contributor.
to be our regular contributor moving forward.
Timothy,
Because,
please work with us. I
yes.
like that. I like your swag. You
Energy
understand?
and all that.
And the truth is, you know what you're talking about. I may not agree completely because I think anger is contributing some of this. The experiences are quite good, but when you look at the forces facing us as a people, you know, we find out that 90% is lack of knowledge. A knowledgeable man will not do what we're doing. You understand?
Sure.
They think they are knowledgeable, but they are actually lack of knowledge. In fact, why would I want to be rich? Okay, now, rich people in Europe decided to introduce the welfare package because they know that if the poor man on the street is not eating, they are not safe. They didn't do it because they love the poor man. They did it for their own security. That's a wise man. No, if you like to put all of them in prison, you know they're not going to stay in prison. They come after you. So for a society, for us to move forward, there must be that collectiveness. And that's what it is. So understanding, you will not rape your children. You see, why will you take the money that will take the whole children in your community to train the whole children in the community to send your only child abroad? And you are happy. You are actually stupid because your child will come back and he will be raped or he will be kidnapped by the people you leave behind. So we cannot get away. If we are smart, we think of the problem as a whole. But right now, we're solving our own problem. And that is why the black mind you talk about, but it's actually stupidity.
Anyway, comrade, we're going to bring you back next week on some of our shows as
I'm
well.
not sure it's next week. It's going to be very soon.
You can't wait till next week.
See, that is what this show should be all about. You understand? Addressing important issues.
Okay, all right, comrade. We'll get back to you really, really soon because he said he can't wait till next week. But regardless, we have to let you go now because of time. This morning we have other shows coming up as well. Thank you so much, comrade Timothy Ogenebo. He is the CEO of Team Tech and Led Services. Thank you so much for coming on our shows. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Good to have you. God bless you. Thank you, Daddy Chris.
Yes, it's been a fun morning for me, and of course, I've learned so much as well. I bet you have also learned so much. And you know that thing we say that no man is an island. You can't say, oh, okay, it's Nigerian's problem. It doesn't concern me. I'm okay in my own space.
Mm-hmm.
I know I brought a guest the other day that did say, as it stands right now in Nigeria, on man for himself now per head, even picking no no.
But you don't saying it, so you don't want that you don't mention what concern you. This and that, and people that I understand that.
But funny enough, I think on hand, like Timothy said, that God will come down first. But we pray that God from heaven
God don't come down.
will see us.
God don't come down. He don't come, we kill him.
At this point in time,
God is here to come back. God come na kill him. He go still come back. He said Jesus Christ na kill him. Now see, he say he go come back.
please
Not funny.
let all hand be on deck. Like Timothy said, you know what is right, you know what is wrong as an adult. So I think when we start thinking towards that, don't do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody. Do it for yourself. Deep down to know that what I did, you are happy. I'm happy with what I did.
It goes down to one thing. Don't be led. Be a leader.
Be a leader.
You see, that's what the young man said. His father was led. His grandfather was led.
led.
He refused to be led. It's not on the leading thing. It's not always on being in government. Sometimes anything you do, I always say to people, if you are in acting profession, who are the people making the money? If you're an actor for many years and you're not a producer, you will continue to be led forever.
That is true.
If you own a chair, if you are a lawyer and you are a very good lawyer and you don't own your own chamber, you will continue to be led. If you're an accountant, you see, it's about the entrepreneurial life, and it comes down in leadership.
So,
being a leader is being an entrepreneur. You understand?
Please.
Yes. So I think
don't
that is the big message.
Be a leader for once in your life. Try and lead. Try and do what is right. Try and live by example.
God not create you, come here, you can't look. It's where you can't create. The beginning, God created. Okay. And number one task is God asks you to create. So when you create, things will happen well.
Just before we go, don't forget our services. SRTV, we offer a lot. We have so much packages. We have the travels and tours where you can book your ticket with us anywhere you want to fly in the world. We're here just a call away. And of course, not just tickets, but of course, if you have like the things we'll talk about, if you have money to sponsor to do your education anywhere, you are jetting off to do your masters abroad or anything, any skill you want to acquire here overseas, just we are called away. Call us and we'll book for you. And of course, we have a lot of other services. We have renters, we have all kind of cameras, all kind of sound system equipment here and there. Anything for coverage, we're just a call away. We'll cover events, your birthday, your book launch, your church service, your Juma prayer, and even your weddings and anything celebration, and even your anything. For instance, you want us to just do a documentary on you, on your business, we can do jingles for you, adverts, we edit, we do everything. So just ask us and we will be there. Of course, don't forget our magazine as well. Yes, you can be on the cover of our magazine for the month, just as low as 30K, and you're there. You know how it is. Magazine is like it's archive. Something you can keep for years, hundreds of years to come, and something you can use as souvenir, something you can give to people, something you can keep looking at and you're proud of yourself. So as low as 30K, you can be on our magazine for the month, and we showcase you and your brand, everything you do, your business as well. Before we go as well, don't forget to follow us on all social media handles. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and X, and of course YouTube. Subscribe, hit on the notification bell, invite somebody to the page, and leave us with your comments as well. We love to hear from you. And please, viewers, remember that peace is priceless. So let's always give peace a chance. Don't drink and drive, and obey the traffic laws. I'll see you again, hopefully tomorrow, on the show Wake Up Nigeria. Remain yours truly, Princess Kessy.
And this is Daddy Chris, but Daddy Chris believes something different. I don't think peace is the order of the day.
Peace is
Justice.
priceless.
I don't like
They
peace.
should give peace a chance.
I love justice. I hate peace. I love justice. I hate peace. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys with something wonderful. Some project we're working on is called the Next President TV Reality Show. It's an art we use to move politics out of this cycle of these people into everybody. Even you can participate, and that's what we do on this show. Young people of a particular age, we think it's time to groom the future leaders, and that is what we do. Starting with the next governor right now. If you look at your state, there's next governor Delta State, next governor Edo State, all going on across the
everywhere. Kano, Cross River, Benue, everywhere.
Yeah, so if you've not found out, go and find out. So that if you win your state, then you're coming to Abuja to win the big prize. That the detail is on. So we share the detail.
And don't forget our leadership award as well.
Yes, exactly. You got to go together.
It goes together, yes, because when you do good, people see you. Maybe you think it's the same thing we just said now. You think people will not see you. So it's a way of applauding these people so that they continue. When you motivate people like this, they tend to, okay, they are seeing me.
Yes.
Let me continue in this part. That is what you get for being good, for being a good leader, a good mentor, and of course, a good human being as well. Your heart is clean. So these are some of the packages we have.
Thank you very much.
See you again tomorrow.
Hooray! The Next President Show is here again. Are you aged between 18 and 30, smart, bold, and possess exceptional leadership skills? Do you have what it takes to be the next youth governor and future youth president? Then register free now at superiorradioandtelevision.com or call the number on the screen. The Next President reality TV show, moving politics out of the polite drawing room into the clamor of the street.
Nomination is ongoing. Contact us at info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or via +234 814 358 2856 or +447 459 513 619. Forward by SRO TV in partnership